Hi everyone, Eric here with a review on the Anki Overdrive. I'm going to do a quick unboxing and I'll show you what this game is all about, how to set it up, and the different features. And I'll also go over the differences between the Anki Overdrive and in the original Anki Drive. And I also have some of the original cars from the Anki Drive that I'll be testing out on this track as well. If you guys do like this one, I included a link in the description down below where you can pick one up. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. Anki Overdrive is an advanced slot car-like game that you control from your smartphone. A total of 4 players are allowed, either friends or with the computer's artificial intelligence. You can mix and match humans and virtual opponents with a range of games, making it far more entertaining than just playing slot cars. The more you play, the more points, upgrades like faster speed and turning, and a wide variety of different weapons are earned. Each vehicle has its own exclusive weapon, and different types of weapons and support items can be won during battles and races, which will keep the game entertaining for a long time. Each car has its own strengths and weaknesses, so your strategy will have to change as you change cars. The starter kit comes with Skull and Ground Shock. Additional cars can be purchased for around $50 each, and Supertrucks for around $60, which I'll get more into in just a minute. The older Anki Drive cars will still work with the new app and track. The Overdrive cars are almost identical to the regular Anki Drive cars. They did upgrade to bigger and brighter LED lights, making it easier to see what weapon is being used and when you're taking on damage. They also added some extra flair to the body. Other than that, their performance, battery size, and weight is all the same. Charging time is quick, at less than 10 minutes, and you can charge 4 cars at once with the new Anki Overdrive. Runtime is around 15 minutes, and that's the same with the Anki Drive and Anki Overdrive cars. Weapons go way beyond just point and shoot. Here are a few examples. My Ground Shock has a charge beam, which is a long-range weapon and charges the longer you hold it down to create more damage when you fire it. Or there's the ELECTROPULSE, which does short-range damage, but in all directions and not just in front of the car. You also have a secondary type of weapon. It's called a support item that can be used strategically to help you win. Like the core inverter, which will cause your car to turn around and drive the other direction for a short period of time to throw off an attacker on your tail. My favorite support item is the tractor beam, which will slow down cars in front of you, pulling them closer so you can get a good shot. You can race, battle, play King of the Hill, and do time trials. You can play a tournament also where you go up against all different kinds of computer opponents. Each one will be more difficult than the next. Each has their own driving and attacking techniques to keep you challenged as you get better. It's really a fun way to learn how to use your weapons and drive your car. You will also earn points and upgrades as you beat different commanders. The time trial will sharpen your skills at managing your speed. Your car will not automatically slow down around turns. It's up to you to speed up, slow down, and use your speed boost at the right time, or else you'll fly off the track. Your car will follow the track, but you still have the ability to turn from the inside all the way to the outside of the track. At first glance, it might look a little mindless, having the cars race around the track, but there's actually a lot of technique that goes into it. Anki Overdrive also has Supertrucks. Anyone that can break through a Supertruck's defenses will take control of the vehicle to wreak havoc on their opponents until another player disables them and takes command of the Supertruck. They use the same charger as the cars, but they are not compatible with the launch kit, which is the ramp that makes the cars jump. The Supertrucks look fun, but there's so much to do with Anki Overdrive that it's an upgrade that's not really needed for a while. Anki Overdrive has match modifiers, and what that will do is it'll even the playing field in case one player has leveled up so high that they're impossible to beat. You can also set the AI to just drive and not shoot at you, so you can sharpen your skills by attacking them over and over again. You can add up to 4 cars, but if you do add more than 2 cars, you'll notice them start pushing each other off the track every once in a while, so make sure to pick up the side rails for an extra $10. With 4 cars driving at once, I noticed on average a car will get knocked off the track every 7 laps, depending on how many speed upgrades you've done to your car and also the skill of the driver. And if you have a player who's intentionally trying to shove people off the track. I've noticed the cars actually finding their way back on the track about 50% of the time, if you have the track set up on a hard surface like tile. Now, if they run off on carpet, they're probably not going to find their way back. The cars will actually do a few circles on their own to see if they can find their way back to the track, and sometimes they get lucky. That's going to vary how clean you keep your track and your car's tires. The included wheel cleaner works really good and should be used often to keep the tires gripping the track. If you do set this up on carpet, the tires will pick up fibers when they go off track. So it's really important, especially of carpet, to keep those tires clean. You can also use tape to help grab the dirt off the bottom of the wheels. Also, check for long hairs that like to get wrapped around the axles of the cars, and keep the lens of the laser free of debris, because that is what actually reads the track. The biggest advantage of Anki Overdrive is the customizable track compared to the Anki Drive's rollout mat. Each track easily snaps to the next one and has strong magnets to hold them together. Because the track is modular, you can easily snap the smaller pieces to make 8 different styles of tracks with the starter kit. Expansion tracks are available at around $20 for 2 pieces. Expansion tracks and parts include corners, ramps, straightaways, side rails, berms, and intersections, so you can collide with your opponents. It doesn't matter what design you make, each track has code written into it that the cars will scan and know exactly where they're at all times. They'll even perfectly align themselves before each race. You can see an example of all this when the Anki cars start scanning the track. The Overdrive track is also much easier to clean and does a better job at resisting fingerprints compared to the old Anki Drive rollout mat. It's still a good idea to keep the track as clean as possible to help keep the cars from sliding off. I recommend laying this out on a hard surface like tile or hardwood. The artificial intelligence and games are all controlled through your phone and not the cars, so as updates come out, the gameplay will continue to change and get better. When playing the time trial, it's important to manage your speed. It actually involves a lot of timing and skill, which makes it fun. You will fly off the track if you add a boost of speed at the wrong time, like around a turn. Tournament mode is really fun. It will let you play against over 25 different AI personalities. This takes the game above and beyond just a racing game. As you move on to higher level commanders, they will become harder to beat and will use different techniques to both take you down and avoid damage. If one of the commanders is too hard to beat, you can also have a friend join you to take down the computer's AI together. Overall, I think this is a fantastic game that family and friends will enjoy together for a long time. Even if you're playing this game by yourself, it still has a lot of entertaining battles that can be played against a computer. I would recommend the Anki Overdrive versus the Anki Drive, mainly because of the better track, cars, and compatibility using iOS devices along with Android devices. If you guys do have any questions about Anki Overdrive, please just leave them in the comments down below. If you found the video helpful, I always appreciate those thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe to keep up to date with my future reviews. Thank you so much.